Why is it in movies and people complain about how other people are treating them crazy, they're always acting stupidly crazy? I mean, we as an audience think, man, that person is crazy. Anyway, I'm talking about the movie Out of the Shadows. It's an Australian movie directed by McLachlan, who also co-wrote this one. And the story here focuses on this couple. The guy's a police detective. He and his pregnant wife, they move to this kind of like sort of country home. However, this area seems to be menaced by this supernatural force, that being this kind of demonic entity that kind of seemingly takes an interest in this pregnant woman and her baby, and she is menaced through a series of visions and stuff. That seemingly there's something there that kind of wants to take her baby, and this kind of police detective may be working a case which is connected to it. So let's talk about Out of the Shadows. So this movie loves a cliche, let's just say it, it really does. Like I've said, this woman is kind of, everyone kind of is accused her of being crazy, but just don't act crazy, and then people won't accuse you of that. If you're kind of like acting like a lunatic and you can accept that that's how you're acting, then you've a good chance that you can kind of communicate in a better way. It bugs me. But this movie's full of kind of cliches. You know, we've got this woman who is acting like a mental case, and then her husband doesn't believe her. All of a sudden, he sees something, then believes her, and then has a go at like the priest. Why don't you believe me? Hang on, you didn't believe your wife 2 seconds ago in the last scene. Ugh. And then we have this kind of this badass kind of like demonologist who doesn't know what a stigmata is. I mean, come on. You know, she's there looking like a kind of like a surfer chick. What else have we got? We've got this twist that you can kind of see coming an absolute mile away, and you know, fair enough for trying to kind of like pull the wool out from under you, but man, this doesn't, you know, this is obvious. So, and then we have this weak ass villain at the end who looks like a homeless person, but we meant to believe he's a demon. This movie has some problems, as you can tell. But on the plus side of this movie, let's kind of go into some positive stuff here. I was impressed with the production value of this movie because it does have a very nice, polished feel to it. When we start off this movie, it does seem like, you know, it's had some kind of some value in regards to, obviously there's the work behind the camera here, the kind of the crew, the camera work, the lighting, etc. This kind of place does have a certain eeriness to it. There are some kind of neat uses of shadow and kind of effects that show this kind of like this strange kind of presence kind of lurking around. The acting isn't bad, some of the dialogue is rather trite, I must say, but the acting certainly isn't so bad. But the story here is very, to me, where it really just is just a letdown, because it's just such a cliche-ridden movie. Doesn't mean to say it's without any merits, because even though it is a cliche film, it can still be enjoyed to a certain degree. But I feel the end is quite weak, I have to say, when we get to this kind of the reveal about what it is. And after this kind of like the shocking twist that anyone can see coming a mile away, and I don't understand why this demonologist didn't see it coming, but there you go. You know, it really does kind of, the end bad guy, shall I say, is weak sauce. I did like the idea that this kind of antagonist, so to speak, is the commander of these shadow people, and the shadow people are something that's been kind of a, you know, it's been a kind of a popular myth for a long time, and there's lots of kind of like evidence of these sort of like shadowy figures kind of all kind of piling into this kind of this one house, which I thought was quite good. I like the interplay between the kind of the cop and his kind of his comrades and his kind of colleagues. The way they're just kind of very friendly and just seem genuine kind of like friends and stuff like that. But the actual, the main actress, the woman who's this pregnant woman, again, she just acts like a crazy person the whole time, and ultimately becomes kind of a little bit annoying, and, you know, gets frustrated when people just don't seem to take her seriously, but we're the audience are frustrated with her. So it's, unfortunately, really doesn't really rise above anything to spectacular in any regard. It's, you know, it's a relatively well-made film, so if you like just a kind of a supernatural kind of like drama with a kind of relatively small body count. There's a few deaths towards the end, which I've got to say were quite effective, but it's nothing to sort of like, there's nothing to kind of stand out really. But it's well produced and kind of looks quite kind of like, looks like that. So there's definitely some entertainment value to be had here. So I'll give this movie a 5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me comments and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.